Greetings, Light Tribe. Janine Palmer here, Spirit Silver Moon for Harmony Energy Healing. I wanted to talk about fair energy exchange and energy healing. Okay, a little bit more detail about what that is, why it's done, how it's done, and then different perspectives of it. Okay, so we are all here on an earth journey at different levels of awakening and awareness. Okay, and some people talk about the matrix and deeper understanding of that. Why we come here, pre-agreements, soul contracts, for the purpose of learning and healing, etc. And that we forget our origins, okay? So sometimes we go through hardships, big, challenging events that shift us or crack us open, and that happens to each of us in different ways, which create things that need to be healed or released sometimes, depending on how we respond or react, or how or what we carry, how we carry it, or if we carry it, or what we carry, and why, and how does it serve us or hold us back? Does it block our energy, etc., etc.? Now, some people aren't going to be interested in this. There's different levels, okay? So a lot of people are so attached to, stuck in, preoccupied with the material world, the physical, okay? And they're not so much in touch with the spiritual. Some people don't even like it when you talk about that or use that word. They're not there. They're not interested. And then there's a religious type of spiritual, they're all different levels of things, okay? So sometimes when you have been through the ringer in life, it opens you in a way that you want more answers and or you want healing of some sort. Emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, our heart and soul, that we need this particular healing, and we realize it, so maybe we go on a journey for that. Okay, so that's what happened to me, and so I started to learn different energy healing modalities, and then doing a lot more writing. Writing is very healing, highly recommended. Okay, so I learned people have different viewpoints about energy healing and whether or not people should or shouldn't charge. Certain types of it are just meant to be used as it's needed, I suppose you would say. It's a gift that we give back to humanity, but there needs to not be imbalance, okay? Everything is energy, and there needs to be fair energy exchange. So I read something somewhere that said, in the old days, the shaman was supported, which is the healer, was supported by the village or tribe or whatever. That individual had a purpose of helping everyone in the tribe or the village or whatever, and the village supported him or her. They would bring things, okay? So it was fair energy exchange. They would come to him or her for healing, and maybe they would be given something to help sustain their existence on this planet. Because really, we don't just come here to give, and be drained, and live under a rock with no way to support ourselves. Okay, that's not how the world works. So some people think, oh, they're fake if they charge. Not necessarily. No. There are some people that aren't as spiritual as they think they are, and they use it, and religions do it too, and they use it to get money. So yeah, that is a thing. Okay, but some people choose to have this be their main purpose in life. And again, Somehow they must support themselves. They have to have a cell phone, right, if they're going to be reached for appointments, if that's the realm we're living in. They might have to have a home and a roof over their heads and food to eat and electricity. They might have to have a room where they have people come and meet them. And sometimes we have to pay rent or a mortgage or utilities, and insurance or whatever, applies to the situation. So there has to be fair energy exchange. So I do a lot of healing with people at no cost. And then I also do it where I charge a very reasonable fee. So one of my teachers told me, she said, because of the way people might treat you, if you give and give and give, you have to, you can't just drain the vessel. But she said, you've got to stop healing people for free because they begin to resent you. So I have people that are healers too, and we exchange healing sessions with each other. Somebody might leave you a nice, what do you call it? The feedback, like a review, that's a type of an exchange. Let me put that on your page, like just explaining what my experience was for what you do. So the reason I'm talking about this is because it's, if someone goes and spends a lot of time and money to gain training and knowledge, and they've invested in that, and then now they're using it to help others, it's okay for them to charge a fee for their time. Okay, because time is worth something to people who work in this earth school and basically get paid by the hour somehow. Okay, but I was, so too, like, we can do these videos and we can put them out there, and let's say it's something that's really wanted or needed, and people get lots of subscribers and followers, then eventually they get paid from advertising on their pages. So in other words, if we put stuff out there, it's going to come back around, not because we demanded it. And this is what I want to talk about. So there was some videos that I was watching by a woman who was sharing information, and so interesting how information is partially not complete, partially accurate and maybe partially inaccurate depending on the person. But she started to say that, well, you're getting stuff from these videos, and she had a invitation to donate, which is fine for someone to, if they felt like, I really appreciate this, I want to support you, I'm going to do a donation, $10, $20, whatever it is. So she had that invitation on her videos or page or whatever. But, she's sharing information, and then she goes, well, if you're getting stuff from this page and you're not paying, and I'm like, oh no. You know what I mean? You don't use manipulation and guilt to get people to give you money. Oh, but churches do it all the time. Anyway, let's see here. So, and what's interesting is, in watching her, just like maybe in people watching me and what I say, I can only share what I've learned and the way I understand things from my limited perspective to date. This is what it means to me, which is not a complete thing. So like when I was listening to this woman talk, like I could see truths in some of what she was saying, and then I could see other things that weren't accurate for me and my level of understanding. So we share what we know, and what we know is not really ever complete. That's the same thing with the understanding of scripture and religions as well. There are truths interwoven with limited perceptions or perspectives. So, like what I say, maybe I went through on my healing journey or something I've learned. Other people might relate to that and understand that. It might be helpful, then it might not apply to other people, or they might not get it, or their experience was so different that they might see like certain things that they get something from, and other things not so much. And so this is the thing, is like a lot of what, we might see truths here and there, and then we might hear things that we just, that don't resonate, that like, I don't think that's exactly accurate, but that's that person's perception of it at the time. But basically, I just wanted to talk about, yeah, the different understandings of anything, but in this case, spiritual things, but fair energy exchange, that there are people who they have the tools, they have the knowledge, maybe it's even intuitive knowledge, to help people heal. And if they're going to give to you, fair energy exchange would be to give something back, something. Whatever that is. We don't just expect something for free and take something for free, because that doesn't, karma. Things need to be balanced. If you just took something from someone all the time and didn't give something back, that's imbalance, and it, you don't want to create that kind of karma. So it is okay to receive something for what you do, for your time. It's really what makes this world go around. So some people might only be using it for a purpose of trying to make money, and that wouldn't be okay. But there are people who genuinely care and genuinely can help. And they're here to do it, and they will. Okay, but they do need to be supported on some level to be able to continue to do that work. And that's it for this little video of fair energy exchange. Peace.